let me hit the got it here, right? Boom, got it. And got it, right? All righty, y'all. Let us enjoy ourselves. Let's do this and have some fun. All righty, y'all. Let me, as always, namaste, 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 Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here at Morocco at northwest of Maxim. We're simulcasting right now, all righty. I and my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased, and he is
Islam. It is Brother Alim Bey.
Yay, yay. It's my brother Kadowski. All righty, so guys, we'd like to welcome you. First and foremost, the title here on Instagram is Supreme Honor is the Prophet Noble Jurali, right? Happy holy degree. And here on YouTube, right? Because, you know, guys, eventually we'll cut it short here on Instagram. But here at YouTube, st.apostle, peace and greetings to you. So, and then here on the Instagram, we have the title is, are you a policy enforcing federal agent or a hypno-bureaucratized slave? That's literally what we're going in on today, right? And if for those that don't know what our YouTube channel is, we would love for you guys to go and check it out. If you like, you can subscribe, like, share, of course, do all of those things. However, you guys know our main thing is to make sure we're teaching, right? The body is the temple and we're always a school. All righty. And we just want to make sure people are not being school police in the sense pertaining to making sure they're trying to like penitentiary rule your erudite growth. All righty. So that's where it is for me on that. And we would really like to just continue to share with you all that which we know what you need specifically. And what I'm saying is because I have lots of different keys and things, and the reason why I present the way that I present and my bros go in how they go is because there's a certain standard that we have within inside ourselves that's consistent with past lives, obviously. So with that, guys, we're going to go in right now. However, we're going to start off appropriately. Let me go and screen share, Brother R. I'm going to do the we're going to do our invocation in the Moorish American prayer, of course. So start broadcast there on the YouTube, right? And for those that know, we're going to stand, right, on a 45, like Prophet Noble Jurali is here, on a divine constitution and bylaws for the Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America, all right? And we're going to continue in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, right? As to making sure that we're governing ourselves accordingly, all righty, and how we will actually do this. Humble piece of greetings to you. How we'll actually do this, if you guys, you know, for those that know, you're going to stand on a 45, you're going to have 5 on the left. This is my left hand. I know we're looking at the front-facing camera, so it looks reversed. It's my left hand, it's my right hand, all righty. So you have 5 on the left, 2 on the right. We're going to face east, all righty. So, and that is indicative and also symbolic, actually, to going within. If you were to check the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore, actually, you will see that east denotes within. So we're going to face within. So we're going to face east. All righty. And again, that's because the earth is spinning on its axis east also. So going within. All right. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. We're going to stand with our feet on a 45. All righty. And those that are here on YouTube, you can see how Prophet Noble Jurali's feet is there. All righty. And here we go. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. You repeat after me, either aloud or in your heart. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Ameen. Absolutely, y'all. Now we're just gonna, without further ado, we're gonna cut right to the chase. Alrighty, Life Visions, peace and greetings to you. What's the book's called? Metaphysical Bible by Charles Fillmore, Fillmore. You want access to it, of course. You can click, on Prophet Noble Drew Ali University within our 7 Hill Star or our Astrology Streets profiles. And all it costs you is clicking in your email, where we don't charge for access to Prophet Noble Drew Ali University because we're not federal agents making, advances to the Federal Reserve per 12 USC 411. So you want access to any and most of the books that we refer to. It's within Prophet Noble Drew Ali University within our library. All right. So we're not taking the things that were freely given to us and selling them back to you. How some people that are part of our Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, they're taking some of the stuff out of there and they're selling it back to you guys. And it's kind of sad. However, my instruction is, in order to change people, you must change their literature, which is all Sincere Moor's charge, actually. So let's get to it and enjoy ourselves. So I'm going to go to the 2 letters to be read in every meeting. Brother Hasan Bey is going to read the 2 letters to be read in every meeting. What I'll do, guys, I'll pull the phone off here and turn this around for you to actually see what Brother R is going to go in on. All right. So let me turn the screen around for you guys. All right. There we go. All right. And looking here at the iPad, let me turn this one light off so it's not blinding. All right. And I'll just turn it back on once we get going, guys. All righty. So we're here in administrative functions. All righty. Pardon me. I'm back here to the photos. All right, so we're here at administrative functions. All right, and we're on this is page 84 and 85. Those are the pages. Moorish Holy Temple of Science, administrative functions. You guys can get this from rvbaypublications.com. That's where I got it from. And of course, I just took a photo so that we can actually just have a viable screen share instead of me having to hold the books or things of that nature. All righty, knowing that we're on YouTube here. All right, and like I said, 7 Hill Star, All Rights Reserved is our YouTube that we're actually streaming from, going live right now. And the other one for the entire loved ones, and both channels are, however, you got a playlist, a 22 video playlist at our Astrology Street. Astrology Street, All Rights Reserved YouTube channel, where it has our Divine and National puppet presentation, all righty, pertaining to our Zodiac Constitution. All righty, and stand in harmony with our Zodiac Constitution. So the following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January. So the 18th day pertaining to January 1928, Anno Domini, capital A period, capital D period, denotes Anno Domini. Some people they say in the year of our Lord. For me, Anno, year, Domini, domination, dominion. So the dominion year, or the year pertaining to dominion, right? And it's like, who's dominating then? Who's doing the dominion there? It is what it is. What's the website? Sorry, my side was okay. Like I said, just 7 Hill Star, actually. Our Instagram, you can go to our Instagram profile. And when you click on our link tree, there's a link tree there, right? And in the link tree, you can click on Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, and you guys will have free access to Prophet Noble Drew Ali University. There's actually 10 videos in there of us doing a presentation on meeting Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his literature. We do plenty of those, guys. 7hillstar.com. We have a lot of our videos archived for an elementary tuition, so you can get those things. However, we do a lot of quote unquote giving things and gifting things so that you guys can have a fair chance. And once you got your sea legs, as they say, or you're strong enough to really know what it is that you have there, or you just want to just be genuine and support us because you actually see the work that we're actually doing. All righty. You guys can contribute as you would like accordingly. You would just have to DM us and let us know, like, hey man, what's your cash app? Because we don't just put it out there like that unless we know why you're contributing to us, or if you're getting like a mirror session or some type of astrology from us. So when it comes to your nationality and birthrights, we give you guys a lot of access to things, to make sure you have what it is that you need. So like I said, you just go to our link tree, all righty? To see that Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, I'll just give you access. When you guys click on the link tree, once I'm done, I see like the email notification, I just bring you guys in, all righty? So you can have access to the books and things, all righty? I am Pisces, peaceful greetings. No overs, peaceful greetings. KLC, peaceful greetings to you. And Yoni Melanin, peaceful greetings to you also. So the following letter, a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day, 10th January, 1928, Anno Domini, he commanded that it be read before every meeting. And Brother Ara Muaba Bey is going to read the administrative function. All right, and brother, I'll move your thumbnail out the way accordingly. You know what I mean? I'll move it, you know, especially when you're not at the top anymore. I'll just, you know, move it to the top or whatever. But brother Ara, it is on you, beloved brother. Islam.
All right, Islam. Let me see. Administrative functions. Moor Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Noble Drew Ali, founder, Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929. To be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother Islam, I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement, now by the same people of our side of the nation, that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement.
Bro.
Say again?
There you go. Now you're clear again. I yield to you, beloved.
Islam. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of the same cause. Noble Drew Ali.
Islam. All right, guys, you're just coming in. Secure, more love, peaceful greetings, Ball Hug, and Don Breeze, peaceful greetings. We're just going over like our Moorish American prayer we already did, our invocation in. This is the first letter to be read in every meeting. Now we're going to do the second one, and I'll read. This is from the excerpts taken from the Moorish Guide newspaper and compiled into what's called the Moorish literature. You guys already know. We'll be giving a short delivery here. This is for our holy degree presentation. All righty, via Instagram. However you want to see the full, you guys can go over to YouTube. All righty, to 7 Hill Star, All Rights Reserved YouTube page, and we're going to go in so you guys can see these screen shares we're about to go in, because the title for that is, are you for our impromptu improv, are you a policy enforcing federal agent or hypno-bureaucratized slave? All righty, and again, this is where we're freely sharing your erudite information, and we're not being quote unquote school police. And what I mean by school police is someone playing big man on the tier, like this is a jail religion. Moorish science is not a jail religion. However, we do comprehend from our Big Ben page within the Circle of Mothers and Sons, on the page pertaining to Big Ben Bay, we recognize that there are dark priesthood operators out here that are here to only deliver pain to you. All righty. Instead of really just operating in love instead of hate. All righty. Plain rich, peaceful greetings. So let's really go in on this and have some fun. I trust that there are some sincere accounts here and not ghost accounts. However, either way, Prophet Noble Drew Ali is really working on the other side to bring this thing to a head. So here we're in the Moorish literature, right? From the excerpts, right? From the newspaper. Moorish, the Moorish Guide, all right, newspaper. We're at page 12 and page 13. All right, you see Prophet Noble Drew Ali handsomely standing there, standing due guard on his 45, right? As on the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. And guys, I'm just going to go in right here. Let me move Brother R's thumbnail right there. However, you guys will be able to see us in full, all righty, on the YouTube. So Divine Warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting, right? Cool. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. And I guess we can add to on the internet. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at your opinions. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. So guys, what are we going in on this degree, right? Right. Let's just kind of come back here so you guys can see who's all here, right? So as you can see, it is I and Brother Muwaba Bey, right? So we're just here. You guys can see we're live via the YouTube. And as we said, you can go to 7 Hill Star, all rights reserved YouTube channel, guys. And you can see in full what we're doing here, right? But just kind of give you a preview of what we're going to go in on, right? I am Brother Ara, you know, as well. Man, bro, we didn't stop to like 6 Eastern studying, right? Like you gotta like 0600 hours Eastern or 6 o'clock ante meridian Eastern, right? Early morning, all righty. And we've just been going on different things. And I and Brother Corey, you know what I mean, got to study into, you know what I mean, in impromptu fashion before we did this impromptu improv, you and I. And so I just wanted to just kind of just bring to the people's, you know, let's hit the share screen there, man. All right, start the broadcast, right? So with that being said, I'm just going to show, right? This is basically what we're basing that title on, right? On YouTube, the title is, Are you, right? And peaceful greetings in within 1111. Are you a policy enforcing federal agent or a hypno-bureaucratized slave, right? Nonchalant Prince, peaceful greetings. So this is what we're going in on first, guys, because I think a lot of people do not recognize that the reason why a lot of things are happening is because a lot of people do not know what we're going to share with you. And if they do know, you're going to have to ask yourself a question. Why haven't they been openly sharing it with you? And why do they think they can determine who you are, right? Some elders, right? When I bring to them like, hey, would you tell anybody to go get, you know, a lawyer to handle their issues or whatever and coordinate? And the response I got was, well, if they wait to the last minute and it's like their quote unquote meeting in that venue is like the next day or in a couple of days, then they are respectfully told to do so, provided that will give them a chance. However, if someone is willing to learn how to stand on their square, so that they'll be able, for example, receive their children back from being taken from them, right? And most people are like, well, what happened for them to get their, at the end of the day, certain jurisdictions are just like, hey, we're running a juvenile detention program and we're going to call it Department of Children and Family. It has nothing to do with children and family except separating the children from their family, period. All righty. So when I asked the elder about
That's why, to add to your wisdom, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to add real quick. That's why they call it department.
Yeah, because they're departing, right?
Yeah, they're separating families.
Depart minds, right? They're departing the minds because mint deals with mint mind, right? Men, MEN, right? So yeah, they are departing the minds between the child and family, between child and mother. So that's
genocide.
I mean, it definitely is genocide because we're all one mother's breast have given us suck. So when I asked this elder, right, and I'm just going to be respectful and keeping it confidential because it was a private conversation. However, in principle, I can share the contents pertaining to this particular portion. And so when I asked her, I said, well, what about, I was like, have you ever told people to get a lawyer because they're dumb nigger trying to use Moorish nationality to get out of things? And this mother was like, no, I would never speak to anyone like that. Like anymore. She basically saying any more that's speaking like that is, that's out of order, because she would look at herself being out of order. And I was like, well, that's what I was thinking also, And so what we're saying to you guys is, are you a zone resident? If not, why don't you guys go and look this up and read along with us if you like. 19 USC or United States Code subsection 81O. That is not a zero. That is a letter O, right? And this is what we're going to go in on, guys, because a lot of people don't even check these things. So people will be like, oh, well, I got a court case because of this. Here's our question, though. Where is, and I'm asking this respectfully, if anybody here doesn't like the way I present or how I sound or anything like that, cool. I trust that you'll be able to grow and get over that inside of you that allows you to not hear the principle underlying this annoying sounding voice if my voice is annoying to you. However, we're going to keep sharing the truth, and I'm going to say it elegantly and lovingly because I love my voice. I love myself. So let's just continue. Gustavo and Dos Ali. Peace and greetings. So let me really share this with you guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of people think I'm some goofball. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. What I'm going to keep doing is sharing the truth with you, all righty, and not try to police your schooling. I don't care if you're doing it in a building or on the internet or abroad. We're not going to sit here, all righty, and try to control and be like the big man on the tier or some bully that's trying to curve your comprehension. All righty, you are responsible for being competent. What we're doing is we're enforcing law. And we're going to show you guys, 1, yes, you are Moorish American. 2, you are descendants pertaining to Moroccans made manifest on American soil. So that's the truth and the whole truth. But the short truth, however, the short truth, Saffron Magic, Mother, peaceful greetings. So again, the truth is you're Moorish American. The whole truth is your descendant pertaining to Moroccans made manifest on American soil because you exited your mother's Stargate in order to manifest on American soil, right? Or just on the earth, period. However, there's also the short truth. That's what you are not. You're not a federal agent who has a contract and an oath of office, who resides in a zone and works in a foreign trade zone or a federal trade zone on federal land. All righty, that's what you're not. And it's a lot of people out here who are trying to tell you to use your license and get a lawyer and all these other different things, because if they did know, I'm just going to say that they don't know. However, when you go to show what people don't know, and then they start to show themselves more and more, and they've never showed themselves like that previously, you're going to have to ask yourselves, well, guys, like, why aren't you sharing this sincerely and openly? Like, why do we have to go through so much controversy? The second letter to be read in every meeting says, Quit all radical, agitating speeches at work, at home, and in the streets. That's the second letter to be read in the meeting. It's not really hard. This ain't about dogma. This ain't about controlling people with more science. This ain't about pimping people with more science. This is, yo, let's give y'all a real chance for real, yo. Like, for real. So let's go in a little bit here, even since y'all coming in on Instagram. Maybe I will hold this phone a little longer. Those of you that's there on YouTube, I know I'm not monitoring the chat, but I thank you for showing up. And you know what I mean? So wherever y'all getting in, where y'all fitting in, that's cool. I'll hold this phone until my hand get a little tired. It get tired and me holding the joint for real. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell y'all to go to 7 Hill Star YouTube channel so y'all can really see the screen in front of you for real, because I'm screen sharing right now. So let's just get it. Knowledge, CTW, peaceful greetings, right? So here we go. 19 United States Code, or U.S. Code, subsection 81O, residence of zone. So let me show y'all that y'all not this, right? So, bro, we gonna go A. I go A, C, and E. You can do, you can do B and D, right? Because I really want to kick it off on that A tip for real, y'all. All right. You with me, broski?
Yeah, bro.
All right, this long. You know how my speaker do, yo. When you ain't speaking it, that Bluetooth speaker be like, hold on, I can't hear you just yet. And you got to say like a few words before it actually happens. But guys, let's get to the point of what we're saying. All right, here we go. Persons allowed to reside in zone. So when people be like, oh, you're a resident, you're a respondent, you're a defendant, you're an individual, all that boils down to personage. All righty, you're a person, you're not these things. All righty. So we're showing you what you're not. This is in lieu of study to know what you're not. Are we clear on that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all clear on that, please. I don't want nobody to feel like they lost or nothing. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know that y'all clear that what we about to show y'all is what y'all not. The reason why we going over the United States codes is because there are people that have taken an oath of office after having made a contract. All righty. They made a contract. They took an oath of office. And so this is what you're going to hold them towards. Saffron Magic, Dos Ali, KLC, and within, I appreciate your interaction. All righty. So there's a few ones in the chat. So look, this is what y'all not. And we're going to show you why. No person shall be allowed to reside within the zone. What's zone, right? So let's show y'all how we go and look at this joint. Boom, let's click on zone, right? ST.Apostle, peaceful greetings for the 1. The term zone means a foreign trade zone as provided in this chapter. All right, sweet. Let's hit the back button on that for real, right? I keep the thumbnail there because we can only concentrate on one letter at a time anyway. All right, so no person shall be allowed to reside within the foreign trade zone except federal, state, and municipal officers or agents. What state? All right. Now it says here within this particular code, state. The term state includes any state. So what? Any standing, any state of mind. Is that what they're saying? So that means that somebody would have to admit to the jurisdiction, right? As many times as you heard Brother Taj say, why don't you just ask them for their DOAO? Ask them for their delegation of authority order. We're not knocking that. However, try this in lieu of what you are not. Why don't you ask them for your delegation of authority? Have you ever thought about that? Hey, I'm traveling on the road and this idiot violated the process service rules of the court. They are a complainant, which means they're a party to the motherfucking suit. But they still gave me a ticket and they didn't file it with the fucking clerk first. The clerk or them wasn't able to give it to a sheriff for adequate process servicing, right? Terrell, Tamari, Bey, Jaguar, Sao. What's good, broski doski?
And then they create color of law, which is legislation that is contrary to the Constitution. They'll create some type of color of law through their legislative process that will try to project the illusion that the law is real, right? So they'll say something like, let's see here. What was the last thing you just said?
They'll try to pull you in the state. They'll try to run you off the road. oh, you was doing 55 in the 54, and they were like, okay, well,
Oh yeah. They'll make a color of law statute saying that the way that they serve the ticket is proper service, even though that statute will be in conflict with the federal rules of service, right?
To add to your wisdom, Brother Aura, and even if somebody like the NRS, the Nevada Revised Statute, says some bullshit like that, who they're speaking about being served must be a contracted oath of office taking federal, state, or municipal officer or agent, bro. That's the whole thing. And a lot of people out here don't recognize that they're volunteering to be that. And that's why I told y'all, a lot of Moorish Americans are here to only deliver pain to you because they're actually in the spirit a part of the dark priesthood. Period. I'm not making shit up, guys. I'm not seeking to make anybody seem bad or anything. I'm saying, can you guys see this for yourself? Think for yourself. You don't have to follow me or Brother Aura. We're just going to show you how we study. The term state includes any state, right? The District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, right? Boom. So now we know state, we're going to say District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, right? We'll just do that, right? Or municipal officers or agents. So again, no person shall be allowed to reside within the foreign trade zone except who can reside in the foreign trade zone? Federal, state, or municipal or federal District of Columbia and Puerto Rico or municipal officers or agents whose resident presence is deemed necessary by the board. I think that's the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of Treasury. Let's see. Board. The term board means the board which is established to carry out the provisions of this chapter. The board shall consist of the Secretary of Commerce, who shall be chairman and executive officer of the board, and the Secretary of Treasury. So that's only 2 offices. And one of those offices is the chairman and the executive officer. Like the Grand Sheik and the chairman are in place to make law and enforce law, like in your Divine Constitution and Bylaws Act 1. Now, are we asking for 3,000 to 7,000 notes for this information? Put a 2 in the chat for no. No, you aren't charging us. No, you're not asking for a Cash App. If you think we are asking for that, you can put a 1. I'm going to tell you though, we're not. All righty. We don't have to sit here and sell you the shit that's free. We're not federal agents, so we're not going to act like it. And even though we may use an instrumentality like Cash App, we reserve our rights in doing so by being under occupation until we have a way where you guys, if you want to donate to us, you can send it to a location and send us silver dimes or some other valuable metal, moneta, silver, gold, copper. All right. That's it. And thank you guys. I appreciate the interaction in the chat. All righty. So the board, the term board means the board which is established to carry out the provisions of this chapter. The board shall consist of the Secretary of Commerce, who shall be chairman and executive officer of the board, and the Secretary of the Treasury. Planet Key, peaceful greetings. All righty, so with this being said, beloveds, all I'm saying is we are making sure that you're clear. I don't care if it's a so-called traffic violation, you're being evicted from something. In evictions, if you really check the HUD due process, they cannot evict anything technically except the fixtures, like light fixtures, the stove, the dishwasher, the microwave, the refrigerator. That's the only thing that can be tossed out of the place, because all leases should be HUD leases or in accordance with them. Not because I'm saying that that's what's supposed to be done. I'm saying that they've made their own rules and they've allowed the people to be duped because they're like, oh, these motherfuckers don't read, so we're just going to do this and we're going to tell them to be put out. There's no law that says we are at liberty to make people homeless. or be without shelter, without refuge. So I read A. I'm going to yield to Brother Aura again. A, with me filling in where the hyperlinks are. No person, okay, this is for A, persons allowed, or corporations, right? 14th Amendment persons allowed to reside in zone. No person shall be allowed to reside within the foreign trade zone except federal, District of Columbia or Puerto Rico, or municipal officers or agents whose resident presence is deemed necessary by the Secretary of Commerce and Secretary of the Treasury. All righty.
Yeah, and the so when they say federal, state, or municipal, that's all comprised within federal. So when you say federal, it includes state, municipal, county, all of that, because they're all, you know, they're all subject to the federal government. Before anything, they're subject to that constitution, then their state constitution.
Islam, my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, I yield the floor to you for B.
Islam B. Rules and regulations for employees entering and leaving zone. For employees, right? It doesn't say regular people.
Right.
Again,
so what's that denoting? That employees have what, brother Aura? Because I just want to make sure
a contract.
Say it again. I yield.
A contract.
And
an oath of office.
Goodness gracious, you spot on, broski doski. I yield.
Rules and regulations for employees entering and leaving the zone. Right, because only federal agents can enter and leave the zone. So therefore, you would have to have an oath and a contract to be an employee. The board shall prescribe, and the board is the Secretary of Commerce, and who is the executive officer and the chairman and the Secretary of Treasury.
Mm-hmm.
So the Secretary of Commerce and Treasury shall prescribe rules and regulations regarding employees, people with contracts and oaths, and other persons, right? Corporations, 1 USC 1, entering and leaving the federal trading area, the zone. All rules and regulations concerning the protection of the revenue, indicating that commerce is taking place here, shall be approved by the Secretary of the Treasury. The term secretary means the Secretary of Commerce.
Even though they say Secretary of Treasury also, that means that even for the Treasury to approve something, the Secretary of Treasury to approve something, it's got to be backed by the Secretary of Commerce.
Mm-hmm. C.
Oh, I got C. I got you.
That would be like a all right. I'm about to yield, but I was gonna say that would be like
I yield.
I was just gonna say that would be like the board making a decision, because it's only two of them. So since one has to make the decision, but it has to be backed by the other one, that's basically an entire board level decision.
Correct. And it doesn't apply to the people. It only applies to those that contract and an oath of office. That's it. That's all. But some people be like, well, hold on. I don't have a contract or an oath of office. Well, there are things called minimum contacts, which are minimum contracts, which would be like when you go in and get the so-called driver's license. If you guys really read that stuff first, picked it apart, you will see the only people that can get a driver's license are federal, state, or municipal officers or agents. So the people are being dragged into a forgery and perjury. Am I off, Brother Aura?
No, they're absolutely being hypno-bureaucratized, because what's happening is you think that you're working at a job. See, and this is what I was saying as well, that we shouldn't have grocery stores that the so-called owners believe that they're private owners of. The federal government's supposed to set up grocery stores, and then they're supposed to give out the stuff for free to the people. If someone's going to pay it would, or someone's going to be subject to something like that, payments or anything else, or any of their rules, that would be only for the federal agents. But what they're doing is they got these people who don't realize that they're being treated as federal agents because they're using their social securities, or they're going to get EIN numbers or some federal agent identifying instrument or identification number, right? And then they're setting up these businesses, and they swear that their business is private. Oh, this is a privately owned business. We have the right to refuse service. If you're so private and your business is private, why are you following the regulations of the government? Why is the government regulating your business from top down, in and out? Because you're actually a federal agent. You don't realize that you're actually not a federal agent, but you're being presumed and treated as such on paper and within their commercial trading zones, their federal trading zones.
Because of the actions. Moorish Mindset, I don't think they're here anymore because I went and checked to see who are the people that's still here. But I think GP_3716 is still here. So peaceful greetings to you both. Happy Holy Degree. All right, so here we go. And to add to that, yes, most people, this is why when you look at the movie The Matrix, you can kind of bring it home and solidify a little more why regular people were turning into agents. Because when people are not clear what their position is not, they will allow themselves to be dragged into a foreign trade zone.
Or foreign trade, or foreign state of mind.
A foreign state of mind, exactly, because now they think that they have to do because the agent has shades and glasses. You know what I mean? I mean shades and suits and shit and guns or whatever. You know what I mean? Or glasses too, because they'll look like
and paperwork. I know a big part of the way that they terrorize people or confuse people or put people in bondage is through the papers. They're using paper and contracts that aren't even real. It's just really lack of knowledge and ignorance, because they couldn't run this on me. They couldn't run this on Brother Hasan. They couldn't, we know, if they really, because if they're presuming that having those instruments or whatnot is what makes me bound to anything, they got to prove that those instruments are actually lawfully, legally obtained. So are the contracts that created those instruments, that assign those instruments to the so-called agent, are those contracts valid? Are those actual contracts? Because those are in question as well. If you know the elements of a contract, then if anybody's making any presumption, you always ask for that contract. And if any contract or paper is produced, you always question the validity of it, and you hold it to the elements of what makes a contract a lawful contract. Islam, are you?
Islam. So let's continue. We have C, D, and E to read. I have C, Brother R has D. I have E, right? And I'm just going to put right here, man, our YouTube is 7 Hill Star. If you guys wanted to see the actual screen without me holding the phone for you guys to see it, my hand isn't tired yet, nor my arm. So it's 7 Hill Star, all rights reserved. I'm pretty sure if you just type in 7 Hill Star, it will bring you to our live. All righty, our SEO in Google and many other platforms, search engines, is pretty spot on, so you guys can find us easily. And Dos Ali puts up 3 Moroccan flags in agreement. I'm going to say that that's an agreement. Alrighty, so exclusion from zone of goods or process of treatment. The Secretary of Commerce, who's the chairman and executive officer, and the Secretary of the Treasury may at any time order, right? Indeed, mother, indeed. Because once we finish this, guys, I'm gonna end the live here on Instagram. So you're good. We'll get through all the way up to E. But we're gonna go in. I'm telling you guys, if you're gonna miss it, you're gonna miss it. If you don't want to miss it, we're gonna go in. We're not just stopping here. We got a couple more stops to hit before we let you off this subway, right? Because we're going not necessarily underground, guys, but it's just we need to make sure that you are on a overall ride within your own being and travel within yourself, going within, right? And subways are said to be within the earth or within some type of structured ground, right? So that's what I mean by that, right? So C, the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of the Treasury may at any time order the exclusion from the foreign trade zone of any goods or process of treatment that in its judgment, in the board's judgment, is detrimental to the military interest, because public means military, and military is codified within Title 10 United States Code. All right. Public interest, health, or safety. So again, this is for the interest, health, and safety of beings that have a contract and sworn an oath to be federal, state, or municipal officers or agents, which are not the people. However, the people need to know these things so that they can keep these beings obligated to their contract and oath pertaining to that which they've sworn. Just like anybody that's ever worked for the Census Bureau, Title 13 of the United States Code is the census. You guys will clearly see that they take an oath for life. Yeah, anybody works for the, we'll show you. We're not going to cat because we're going to go right. I'm going to go right into Instagram, and we're going to see what me and Brother Corey was going over this morning, along with what me and Brother R was going over the night before. We just bringing it all full circle. So I'm going to be hitting these links because we don't play around, y'all. We really don't. And we make sure all the brothers is on point for real. Like we not playing with y'all. We gonna make sure y'all have what y'all need for real. And then you can sit there and question all the package sellers, all these different things. I'm pretty sure when you're gonna cop their packages, you're gonna see like, damn, y'all, all I really needed to do was read. Yeah, because they pulling the same barrister stuff. Because the only reason these things exist, shout out again to my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, that's with me right now on this live, Brother Hasan Bey. Right? Because you guys already know when AstroCivics Sunday come, we're going to be navigating the stats because Brother Ara, I'm trying to tell you, man, in my book, my man is adept with navigating the stats. I'm going to keep it a band with you, among other things he's adept with. All righty. So with that being said, guys, you're going to be able to see that there's no federal agency that we're upholding. What we're doing is we're saying, yo, you need to know how so people don't be sitting here trying to rob you and get you because you lack the actual knowledge, because those so-called grand sheiks out there and chairmen are not making sure that you guys have this civic side. So again, you are Moorish American. That's the truth. The whole truth is you're a descendant pertaining to Moroccans made manifest on American land, on American soil, 420_G peaceful greetings, right? As well as the short truth is you're not a federal agent. You do not have an oath of office. You're not in a federal trade zone or foreign trade zone working within that foreign trade zone on federal land. However, you can't use this information to try to be slick with it. This is not used to pimp with or gangbang with. No disrespect to any of the pimps or gangbangers. I'm saying that this comes with a particular spirit that must be on your dial plate. The spirit of the law must be on your dial plate. All righty? I'm not sitting here speaking with a condescending voice because I told you guys, you got a problem with the voice. Forgive me. I have Mercury in Leo. Okay, it's really going to just be straight to the point. It's going to almost sound regal, but I know I'm not a big I over any little U's. I'm just Brother Hasan. You feel me? So I trust you can actually hear the message and not get caught up in the tone of voice and whatnot for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just making sure we giving y'all what y'all need. All right. I yield the floor to my beloved brother, Hasan Bey, for letter D. And this is 19 United States Code, subsection 81O. That's what we read. And it's showing y'all are not zone residents unless you admit the jurisdiction yourself. Unless you're an individual, a person, right? A resident. You know what I'm saying? A federal or state or municipal officer or agent. Are you a policy enforcing federal agent or a hypno-bureaucratized slave? If you're neither, great. However, most people are either one or the other.
If you're neither, find out what you are and then be yourself.
Absolutely. And this is where we're going. Instead of you're Moorish American, you need to do this. Well, let's show you what you're not so that, hold on, my phone just paused and give it 1 second. Let's show you what you're not so that you're clear on how to hold people that are the federal agent, hold them to their obligation. And this is where, like I said, Brother Taj would be like, ask them for their DOAO. However, what you can do with that is, yes, you can ask them for their oath of office, their delegation of authority order, so you can see what one looks like. Like my brother Aura got one, right? He got one on some federal agent, Shannon D. Nordstrom. Okay, so now we see what Shannon D. Nordstrom's oath of office looks like. However, now Brother Aura is going to be like, okay, now produce my oath of office. They're not going to be able to produce it because now we know what an oath of office looks like, even though we've been given example years in advance at rvbaypublications.com. It made us confident in seeing the ones that we see now. And now the people, you should ask, where's your oath of office? Where's your contract and oath of office? And when they can't produce it, case dismissed. You get ran off the road by policy enforcers and they're talking about you ran a red light, a stop sign, or you're doing 55 in the 54 or some bullshit. Then recognize that they are violating court process service. First of all, because you're not indicted having a contract or oath of office. And then someone who is doing process service cannot be a party to the suit. And that policy enforcer is a party to the suit. So he's breaking the rules.
Yep, and then they're going to write it. Then they're going to write it in their state laws to make you think he's not breaking the rules because you don't know the federal laws and you don't know the state laws either. So when they tell you this is a state law and this state law says if a policy enforcer hands you a ticket, even if you don't sign it, even if you refuse to sign it, once they hand you that paper that they're calling a citation or a ticket, then they're deeming that to be proper service under their state law, which again is repugnant to the federal rules of civil or criminal procedure pertaining to service of legal process.
And we're going to go in on that, guys. Like I said, we're going to get that. Brother R is going to do D. I'm going to do E. And then I'm going to stop the Instagram live. And y'all go on over to YouTube, to Seven Hill Star YouTube channel. And you guys will see the rest of this because we're going to show y'all different things that's pertaining to what we're saying. We're going to just keep hammering in the truth on the same topic. Just keep showing you some short yet consistent connections, all righty, with what we're saying, so you can defend yourself in your own mind and spirit, soul, and body, all righty? That don't mean go out here and do 80, 25 and shit. Still be respectful.
Do care.
All right, I yield to you, beloved brother Islam.
Retail, D, retail trade within zone. No retail trade shall be conducted within the zone except under permits issued by the grantee and approved by the board. You're good. H, the term grantee means a corporation to which the privilege of establishing, operating, and maintaining a foreign trade zone has been granted. All right. And that would be probably from the Secretary of Commerce and Secretary of Treasury by the board. The board would be one to appoint a grantee or to designate a grantee. Delegate the authority to the grantee for him to basically be the grantee, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't make the grantee.
Which is, the corporation got the grant from the board, from the Secretary of Commerce and Secretary of Treasury, and now the grantee would be someone that got a permit from the corporation to be able to work within that
trading zone.
Don't even
go back to it. Go back to it because it even says they have the privilege of establishing, so they can establish a foreign trade zone and operate and maintain it, right? Indeed.
Right. After it's approved by the Secretary of Commerce and the Secretary of the Treasury.
Right. So no retail trade shall be conducted within the zone except under permits, right? Permissions, licenses, all dealing with commerce. Under permits issued by the grantee and approved by the board. Such permittees shall sell no goods except such domestic or duty paid or duty free goods as are brought into the zone for customs territory.
All right.
From customs territory.
Which means, again, let's put it in terms like this. I know I keep repeating, you guys cannot be adjudicated upon with these types of things that we're reading if you do not have a contract and oath of office. In other words, no one can tag you and be like, you're it, when you never put your toe in to be bubblegum in a dish. Or eeny, meeny, miny, you didn't put your foot in. You didn't put your toe in.
That's like,
I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? I yell, go ahead.
Yeah, that's like walking into your favorite vegan restaurant. And then as soon as you walk in, right, you wait for them to come seat you. And when they come, they give you they give you a uniform, they give you a mop and tell you to get to work type shit. Like, wait, hold on, I'm here to eat. I'm not a server here. Like, why are you acting like I work here? I work for y'all. How are you trying to even apply your corporate policy to me if I don't have a contract with you? I don't work for you.
Islam. All righty, wondering prophet, Mother Carmisha, peaceful greetings. All righty, Islam, bro. May I? We're gonna conclude with E here.
Yeah.
You there, bro? Did your phone go?
Yeah,
now you're clear again. Yeah, clear.
Yeah, I'm here.
All righty. E, exemption from state and local, right? Ad valorem, taxation of tangible personal property. Ad valorem means according to value. Ad valorem is Latin for according to value. Ad valorem is Latin for according to value. So exemption from state and local according to value, taxation of tangible personal property. Tangible personal property imported from outside the United District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, right? Hey, Mother Amisha, we're gonna happy holy degree. We're gonna I am Brother Ara. We're gonna stop this live here on Instagram, but we're gonna continue on YouTube. So after I read E, you're gonna be on the YouTube. So you can stick around here, just get ready and prepared. Once we get to the end of this, because E is the last one, you can go right there on YouTube and we're going to finish this on out. We're going in way more than just this. We're just starting here and we're going to show you some other things so that you guys can have something to go back to, take notes on. And if you got to ask your favorite Grand Sheik, who would much rather, instead of like the beloved mother, who said that she would only tell someone to get a lawyer or an attorney or a bar member, right? Provided someone so-called court venue meeting that they call a court case is like the next day or in a few days. And the people aren't strong enough to stand on their square. What she wouldn't say is, you're a dumb nigger trying to use Moorish nationality. She would not do that. She said that is actually out of order. All righty? She would not do that. It's dishonorable. So we're not sitting here talking shit about anyone. What we're doing is the people are supposed to know and the people should have been shared these concepts. However, what you're going to see is most people with title do not know this stuff. And if they begin showing you guys that they do know this stuff, now you need to ask yourself a question then. Why did it take for different sentient beings other than them to share this information? And now people are feeling like, they're on some, almost some Malcolm type stuff, but in the spirit. Get your hand out my pocket. Well, let me tell you one thing for sure and two things for certain. You're not shooting me or anybody that's a member pertaining to Seven Hill Star Astrology firm at all. Bang, bang. You shot nothing down. Like, for real, it's a suicide. Really, for most people that are going to try to prove who they are when the whole time they had title to share with you. Like, and we don't have title. We're just Brother Hasan and Brother Alim Bey. 2 of 6, if not 7 now, pertaining to the Seven Hill Star Astrology firm. And again, no sneak dissing. We'll let the people decide. We're taking nothing from you. We're asking you for nothing. Let me continue. Exemption from state and local according to value taxation of tangible personal property. Tangible personal property imported from outside the United District of Columbia, because that's what states are in Puerto Rico, right? Remember, the term state includes any state. That must mean that you can be the kind of state that goes, I'm not within your foreign trade zone on federal land. I don't have a contract or oath of office. And it also deals with the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, right? Those are the said elements, right? And held in a foreign trade zone for the purpose.
Real quick, brother. I just wanted to point out real quick. Was that states that you clicked on?
I clicked on states.
Right. They're defining state with the word state. So that's BS.
Yeah, it's funny too. Go ahead. I yell.
They try to throw any state in there. How are you going to define state by saying any state? We need to know what state is. So you're saying any District of Columbia or Puerto Rico? Okay, gotcha.
That's why I'm like, And we also know that whatever that state is, they must be contracted with an oath of office or some type of charter. Here we go. Tangible personal property imported from outside the United District of Columbia and Puerto Rico and held in a foreign trade zone, right? When you click zone, right? Foreign trade zone, right? For the purpose of storage, sale, exhibition, Measy, peaceful greetings, repackaging, assembly, distribution, sorting, grading, cleaning, mixing, display, manufacturing or processing, and tangible personal property produced in the United District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, held in a foreign trade zone for exportation, either in its original form or as altered by any of the above processes, shall be exempt from District of Columbia or Puerto Rico and local according to value taxation, because ad valorem, because in the Latin, the V is pronounced like the W, ad valorem taxation. And then there's some adequate statting going on there. June 18th, 1934, chapter 590, subsection. You want to read that, bro? Because you already, you can explain.
Oh, okay. So that's June 18th, 1934, chapter 590, section 15. And then we have 48, which is the volume stat. That's abbreviation for statute at large. And then we have the page number 1002. So go to volume 48 and look at page 1002. And that would be the statute for I think that's the previous one they just mentioned. And then they have the public law, right? Public law 98-573, title 2, section 231B1. And then they have October 30th, 1984, 98 stat 2,991. So that would be volume 98 of the statutes at large in the page number 2,991. It's long.
All righty, so you guys are just coming in. Let's see what two are here. It is st.apostle and Star Draco. Go on over to Seven Hill Star YouTube channel. We're going to end the Instagram live here. You guys that are here on YouTube, stick around because we're about to go in. We going in. We going in. I'm just saying we're really about to, and we're going to go hard. But we're going to make it easy for you. All righty, to really just comprehend, and because we're going to hammer in the truth so that you're clear pertaining to what you are not. So let me turn this camera around here. Brother Ara, I thank you for your patience in advance, my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, as we close on out here. All righty. And guys, when we finish over here at YouTube, we're of course going to go out with the Moorish American prayer once we do that, as we started. Alrighty. However, all of you here, supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Alrighty, all of you there on Instagram. I'll even see this playback a little later, and then you're like, hold on, well, let me go to YouTube and see the rest of this. Go right ahead. You guys are more than welcome. Again, share this out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification button, guys. And because there's a lot of things I know there on Seven Hill Star where we do astrology and civics. Alrighty, and again, we are internationally certified professional astrologers. Alrighty, and that is all feds, no cap. All righty. So I'm going to say namaste, namaste, namaste to all you beloveds. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love. All righty. Guys, right here with you on YouTube, right? Let me do that. Let me go to YouTube to the app and let's see who's in the chat interacting there. I'm pretty sure there's some that's there. I'm just going to give the acknowledgement before we continue, right? And let me actually see what I can see, right? Go here and hit the live chat. All righty. All righty. Hey, look at that. Okay, Derek Sexton, peaceful greetings. He said neither. Derek said, it must have been when you're like, which one are you? It's neither. It's in the live chat, bro. That is hilarious. Roz Blackwell, peaceful greetings. Mother Sahar, peaceful greetings. Peaceful greetings to you, beloved mother, in whom I'm well pleased. All righty, so let's do it. Let's get it. Let's continue this. Let's go in. All righty. So, and peaceful greetings to you all, and of course, happy Holy Venus degree, right? So, brother Ara, anything you want to add, man, while I type this peaceful greetings to the people in the chat?
No, bro.
Say that again, bro.
I said no. I mean, no, we're good. What are you trying to go into next, though?
So let's see. The next thing we kind of went over with Brother Corey, right? Because I was just like, man, let's really look at this. What was the definitions we was looking at here? Oh, federal trade zone, right? We had went into that, right? It's like, let's look at that, right? Which is according to 15, right? CFR. Let me actually bring this into.
I read this early when I woke up.
Let me bring it into Safari, actually, so we can make it much wider for everyone, so you don't have to see the skinniness there, so to speak. All righty. Foreign trade zone, right? Go ahead, brother. I yield the floor to you. And the source we can see is 15 Code of Federal Regulations, subsection 30.1. And correct me if I'm wrong, bro, because I don't mind correction in front of people, because I know that we're here to improve ourselves as we study. And for my own improvement, that's Code of Federal Regulations, which deals with how they're codifying what's in the Constitution, so to speak, sort of, kind of.
Indeed, my understanding of the Code of Federal Regulation is how things are carried out.
Gotcha.
Right.
All righty. Well, hey, and guys, we're always open for correction, right? And Mother Sahar says peaceful greetings to us, beloved brother. She says peaceful greetings. All righty. So now let's continue. Brother Ara, I yield the floor to you, brother, so you can read what a federal trade zone is according to 15 CFR subsection 30.1.
Indeed. All right. Foreign trade zone, FTZ. Specially licensed commercial and industrial areas in or near ports of entry where foreign and domestic goods, including raw materials, components, and finished goods may be brought in without being subject to payment of customs duties. Goods brought into these zones may be stored, sold, exhibited, repacked, assembled, sorted, graded, cleaned, manufactured, or otherwise manipulated prior to re-export or entry into the country's customs territories. Interesting.
You want to go in scoping language? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I'll read the scope. That's what I was about to actually say. So the source is 15, Code of Federal Regulation, or CFR, section or subsection 30.1. All right. And now the scoping language is as follows. This part sets forth the Foreign Trade Regulations, FTR, as required under the provisions of Title 13, United States Code, USC, Chapter 9, Section 301, is that 913. These regulations are revised pursuant to provisions of the Foreign Relations Authorization Act, the Foreign Relations Authorization Act, Public Law 107-228. The Act. This act authorizes the Secretary of Commerce, one of the members of the board, with the concurrence of the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Homeland Security, to publish regulations being published, which mandating that all persons who are required to file export information under Chapter 9 of Title 13 of United States Code file such information through the Automated Export System, the AES, the Automated Export System, for all shipments where a shipper's export declaration, SED, a shipper's export declaration, was previously required. The law further authorizes the Secretary of Commerce to issue regulations regarding imposition of civil and criminal penalties for violations of the provisions of the Act and these regulations.
And again, you must have put your toe in to be accounted for playing tag. You're it. If you have not, because that's your contract and oath of office. Hey, I want to play, put your foot in, bubblegum in a dish. How many bubblegums do you wish? And somebody said, no, but they're like 3. THRE spells 3, and you are the one not to be it in our game of hide and go seek because the king and queen said so. Boom, so you stop at so, they're out. Whoever you land on. That's your contract and oath of office in a child's thinking kind of way. Because if you can't comprehend it here, we're going to make sure we put it like that for you all. We're not treating you like you're dumbasses. We're treating you like people that have been socially engineered, and those that are in place to make law and enforce law have not been sharing this with you unless you go within their federal trade zone, but they're not a part of it though. Bull to the shit I call bullshit. All righty. So that means you cannot be held to these regulations or impositions of civil and criminal penalties unless you put your foot in and eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a piggy by the toe. If you ain't did that, you ain't put your foot in. In other words, you don't have a contract or an oath of office, then you can't be held to these things. That's why, like I said, Brother Taj may be like, ask them for their DOAO. How about you flip that? Ask them for yours. Hey, man, where's my contract and oath of office that said I agree to play tag with you? Where's my contract and oath of office that says I agree to the impositions pertaining to civil and criminal penalties for violations pertaining to the provisions pertaining to the act and these regulations? If there's no fucking contract or oath of office, you need to ask them for just compensation. For what? Okay, we'll go over this. We was going over this in jurisprudence gem, right? Let's do it. Why the freaking fuck not? Let's do it. Let's Kiki, do you love me? Here we go. Let me zoom in on this. Boom, shakalaka, tick taka, don't stop up. Right? This is what I want you to concentrate on. Right? So let's say you have a cause of action, right? Let's just cut to the fucking chase, right? You have a cause of action, and that cause of action is infliction of emotional distress. One cause of action could be, hey, this motherfucker didn't follow the process service rules. Why? Why didn't they? Why? I mean, they said it's an emergency. My land conveyance isn't on fire, so they must need help with a bruised donut, or they're short on cups at their local coffee joint. So they must think I got a fucking cup for them or something, because that's the only reason they could be running me off the road. But no, that's what they're trying to do. Inflict emotional distress by saying that they're complaining about something that you did in your property. However, they're claiming jurisdiction because you have a state of license plate, state of corporation's license plate. So they're saying that, hey, you're in the state, which means, guess what that means? Guess what that means? That means you have a.
Wait, hold on. I want to answer.
Go ahead. What's the answer? What does that mean?
I'll take a stab at it.
Like OJ.
Like OJ. Wait. Ask the question one more time.
Oh, the question is, why are they running you off the road? Because of that so-called state of license plate, which means what? What does that mean? That means that you are a what with a what?
Oh, you're definitely being presumed to be a federal agent with an oath of office and a contract, which would bind you to any actions brought in whatever venue you agreed upon to be brought to, right? Whatever venue you agreed to be subject to. For example, hey, me and you make a contract. I'm going to buy this car from you. If anything is faulty on this car, then I agree to be sued in small claims court here for any wrongs that I may have done or whatever. That's waiving your consent to be sued, right? You're giving permission to be sued if something happens. Civil action, you got to consent to be sued. Otherwise, there's no jurisdiction over you. There's no personal jurisdiction. So if they're stopping you, then they're presuming that you waived your right to be sued. You have an oath, or they have an oath or a contract or something, and that what they're enforcing applies to you.
And you don't have to sue for everything all at once. This is what you can do. You can take one thing at a time. You can, you know what? I would like to sue them for infliction of emotional distress. That's one thing. Because your cause of action, which would be in this example, infliction of emotional distress. And Brother R, I'm going to let you read that. I just want to just set the foundation, the socle, before you put this pyramid on top of it. All right, so let me set the socle there, S-O-C-L-E, socle, right? Let's set the socle here and say that every element that's there must be fulfilled in your cause of action. You cannot just do 3 of them and then be like, whoa, I did this, they just railroaded me. That Moor stuff doesn't work. No, you did not fulfill with a completeness in your spirit all of the elements and completeness on your document, on your complaint, on your suit. All righty? So another cause of action would be, hey, they violated the process service rule. The process service rule is they cannot serve me a suit and be party to it. Oh, well, you know, they typed it in, and then that way it's automatically connected to the system that's dealing with the court. So the clerk is knowing about it. So since the clerk knows about it, they can serve it to you. No, they can't, for the first main reason. The first main reason is I don't have a contract or an oath of office that says I agree to this motherfucker pulling me off the road and forcing me into a contract.
Oh, so you just think the law doesn't apply to you, huh?
Oh, you think the law doesn't apply to you? You don't, well, in the state of boom fucksville. Hold on. I'm not in the state of boom fucksville.
What do you mean you're not in the state? This is the state of Booms Fucksville.
I don't have a contract or an oath of office that I swore to uphold under penalties of perjury to uphold Boom Fucksville's rules and regulations.
Look, sir, in Booms Fucks, if you're driving a motor vehicle without insurance, license, and registration, that is not only a citable offense, I can take you to jail and tow your car.
Well, you first have to prove that I'm indicted being one with a contract and an oath of office. Now, most people be like, well, you shouldn't do that on the side of the road. This is concept pertaining to mine. So how about not have a fucking license plate on there anyway? when you are fully competent within yourself to do so, and you're not inflicted with emotional distress when doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone in disagreement? Let me know. Type of 2 in the chat if you're in disagreement. If you disagree, if not, put a 1 in the chat for man. Hold on, I think I'm actually getting this. Hold the fucking phone here. I'm actually comprehending what's being said here. Yeah, just let us know, right? Because I'm about to yield to Brother Aura as he goes in on your cause of action. Yeah, sue them for what? Go for at least $250,000. Fuck them. Now, I'm not saying that you're a federal agent making advances to the Federal Reserve according to 12 USC 411. So let them know that you want 76,000 gold eagles. That's funny to me because a $50 gold eagle is probably like, I don't know, maybe like anywhere from, I don't know, is it like 15,000 for a $50 gold eagle? I want 76,000 of those for the infliction of emotional distress. And those elements is the only thing you're going to speak on. Those are the only elements you're going to speak on. You're not going to say, oh yeah, because you can say you missed your dog and you didn't feed, I couldn't water my plants because this guy assumed that I was indicted with a contract and oath of office. So he said that he can arrest me and take my land conveyance under the motor vehicles a stat, right? 80 stat, which you shared with me this morning, September 9th, 1966. Look, it's September 9th now. And look, Mercury is in retrograde until 2338 Eastern or 1138 post-meridian Eastern, right? So this is awesome to go over this. So a lot of you guys can just travel on back in a retrograde fashion over this and enjoy your studies. And then see if I'm loud and fucking wrong. All righty, I dare you. All right, I'm going to yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased. Thank you, Mother Sar. I see you put that 1 in the chat there. Thank you for interacting with us, guys. We encourage the interaction. All right, because again, we're not sitting here being controversial as much as we're saying, this is what you're not. However, this is how you defend against when people try to call you what you're not. Oh, they're calling you out your character and out of your appellation. Okay, they're inflicting emotional distress. And this is how you fucking sue for it, by making sure all those elements are there. Brother Aura, I yield the floor to you, my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. Islam.
Islam, the infliction of emotional distress. The gist of this cause of action is to compensate victims of conduct that inflames the sense of human decency. This cause of action may lie to award money damages to plaintiff, whether defendant actually intended the jury or simply acted with a reckless disregard for the consequence to others. So although the cause includes the word intentional, keep in mind the intention is imputed to the wrongdoer when it was reasonably foreseeable that the acts of the wrongdoer would cause the injury.
So in other words, you should use your fucking common sense and seeing ahead of time that if you'd have did that stupid shit, motherfuckers wouldn't have felt great. You'd have caused emotional distress. But since you want to act like you're just doing your job, you're offering me this is an opportunity for just compensation. So what are the elements there then, Brother Aura, so that we may receive just compensation?
The elements are quadruplicity. There are 4 elements.
But yes, it's a triplicity, because remember, triplicity gives you the 4.
There are 4 elements, and you want to make sure you have all 4.
Yes, all 4. You guys can't have 1 and not the other 3, you lose. Can't have 2 and not the other 2, you lose. Can't have 3 out of 4, that's 75%. Guess what? Like everybody knows, almost doesn't count. That's exactly how it goes. So don't be drunk like you're on brandy or something. All right, you need all 4 elements. Not yield, brother Islam.
Right, element number 1, defendant. Right, so that would be the person that you bring the cause of action against. Defendant acted intentionally or with reckless disregard. This so-called judge put out an illegal warrant because she didn't have the jurisdiction to issue the writ in the first place. So
wow,
that would be an example.
What is she inflicting there?
She's intentionally, with reckless disregard, attempting to inflict emotional distress.
She didn't attempt. She is.
She is, yeah, she is.
Because keep in mind, the intention is imputed to the wrongdoer when it was reasonably foreseeable.
She acted intentionally and with reckless disregard. I don't care that I don't have jurisdiction. I know what I'm doing. I'm the judge, right? So that would be an example. Number 2.
Go ahead,
Defendant knew or should have known it was, my apologies. Defendant knew or should have known it was reasonably foreseeable that the acts would cause severe emotional distress. Well, if I issue this warrant, even though I don't have jurisdiction, and he gets picked up on this warrant, I'm separating him from his family. If he works, then I'm probably fucking up all his contracts that he has, right? He can't fulfill the obligations of his contract. So I'm impairing the obligation of contracts. And I'm also going to now change this man's diet because he's going to eat what we feed him in here. I'm going to change his freedom of expression of how he wants to dress, of how he wants to be addressed, of how, when, what he does for the remainder of the time that he's falsely in prison under emotional distress. Number 3, defendant's conduct was outrageous, indecent, atrocious, odious, uncivilized, or intolerable. Well, they're going contrary to the rules of civil procedure, contrary to the rules of criminal procedure. That's uncivilized. They're actually doing this contrary to their obligations of their office or their duty. That's outrageous. You don't know, you went to school for how long? You got a doctor's degree, you studied up under this judge, you was an attorney for this long, you know all this law, you're so learned in the law, but you're outrageously going against it, right? It's indecent because you're not following your rules of professional conduct, and it's intolerable because you're hurting the people who established, who ordained the Constitution for the United States of America. So you're actually harming those who you took an oath to protect.
Yeah, an odious, smelly culprit them. Let me stop. I'm just serious.
Number 4, plaintiff suffered severe emotional distress as a proximate result. Well, yes, I was, again, taken from my family. I was this, I was that. Because of your actions, which led some other idiot to enforce something that was non-enforceable, which adds him, so now you have other people conspiring with you, right? So that's emotional distress inflicted by a second party, which would be coming from most likely the county's office, right? The sheriff's office, whoever their deputies are, who are enforcing these illegal orders, these non-orders. Islam.
And so all these elements must be met. So you got 3 elements saying what the being that violated you did in inflicting emotional distress. And then you got to state fourthly and lastly that you suffered. I suffered. Ye, not you. Ye suffered. I suffered severe emotional distress as a proximate result. And I guarantee, all righty, which is, like I said, we're gonna do some things ourselves. Again, here at 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm, we're not just sharing and saying, hey guys, go out and do this. We're just saying, like, these are the things that your grand sheik should have been saying, but they probably don't really know. And those that are honorable grand sheiks with whatever jurisdiction they are honorable, and they are teaching their people, and they do know, and they have shared on videos, they have done them in a way where it is comprehended that pain will make you get right. Just some of us didn't have to go through painful highwayman practices. we could just really follow instruction as laid down by Prophet Noble Drew Ali after us being told respectfully how to go about things, or being informed, let's say, via R.V. Bey Publications, Moor's Heritage and History School. All righty. We can actually see now with this, we know, one, yes, we're Moorish American. That's the truth. The whole truth is we're descendants pertaining to Moroccans made manifest on American soil. Cool. We're here at a Mexum, right? On the north gate of Mexum soil, right? The short truth is what you're not. And what we're not contracted, oath of office taking, federal, state, or municipal officers or agents working within a federal/foreign trade zone on federal land. Period.
And I posted in the chat if you would like to bring up next. I don't know what you were going to segue into next, but I posted in the Zoom chat. You can see the Code of Federal Regulation for who can be issued a Social Security number.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Since that's where your spirit took you, I got you, man. Boom. Let me click on that. Clickety click click. All right, bro. Goodness gracious. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So these are the same people that can only be issued, the same people who can be assigned to Social Security numbers, the same people who can only be assigned a license.
And the same people who can only enter in and out of federal trading zones.
So that means that they must be employees with a contract and an oath of office. Goodness, Jesus Christ. Yo.
20.
Go ahead, bro. I yield, bro. Go ahead. I yield.
20 CFR, subsection 422.104. Who can be assigned a Social Security number? This is, again, section 422.104. Who can be assigned a Social Security number? A, persons eligible for SSN assignment. They already told you right there. We can assign you.
You. Hold on. Let's see. You. Okay. Go ahead, man.
You mean an individual who owes a debt to the United States within the scope of this subpart.
Jesus Christ. Yo.
You owe a debt. You can only owe a debt if you have a duty. You can only have a duty if you have an oath and a contract.
You.
What are you doing? What are you doing with a Social Security number? You know that's only for you.
For real. That's only for you. That's not for ye. That's not for I.
It's not for I either.
Right? It's not for ye or I.
So we can assign a debtor of the United States a Social Security number if a debtor of the United States if debtors of the United States meet the evidence requirements in section 422.107, and you are 1, a United States citizen. Woo!
Nice.
A United States citizen.
Hold on, time out. Why didn't they click on 422.107? We're going to leave that for you to click on, however, because bro wanted to still go in, but it's showing.
I thought that's what we're reading.
Right? So go and do your homework. It doesn't matter, guys. Just we're showing you how to navigate it, all righty?
Oh,
so
evidence requirements.
And take notes. It's like, I want to play Monopoly. Do you really? I think you should read the obligation, not obligation, because that's what it would be. The objective, actually. However, you must be, you're required to be a United States citizen. I'm so glad I'm being American citizen, though. Go ahead, I yield, which is different from United States. I yield, bro.
But first, before even number one, you have to be a U. So you have to be a debtor first.
Goodness gracious. You have
Then
to be
a United States citizen, which would in turn make you the debtor. And then two, an alien lawfully permitted, permission, or lawfully admitted, my apologies, lawfully admitted to the United States for permanent residence. So you're going to permanently reside in a corporation.
Oh, didn't we just talk about zone residents or residents of zone? That was 19 USC 81. Oh, it looked bad. I done went full circle already, but go ahead. I yield, bro. Continue.
Right. Number two is dealing with an alien lawfully admitted into the United States for permanent residence or under other authority of law permitting a debtor of the United States to work in the United States. Section 422.105 describes how we determine if a non-immigrant alien is permitted to work in the United States. Or three, an alien who cannot provide evidence of alien status showing lawful admission to the U.S., or an alien with evidence of lawful admission but without authority to work in the U.S., U.S. If the evidence described in section 422.107E does not exist, but only for a valid non-work reason, we consider a debtor of the United States to have a valid non-work reason if I, a debtor of the United States, needs a social security number to satisfy a federal statute or regulation that requires a debtor of the United States to have a social security number in order to receive a federally funded benefit to which a debtor of the United States or debtors of the United States have otherwise established entitlement, and debtor of the United States reside either in or outside the U.S. or II, debtor of the United States, debtors of the United States need a social security number to satisfy a state or local law that requires a debtor to have a social security number in order to receive public assistance benefits to which the debtor of the United States have otherwise established entitlement. And debtors of the United States are legally in the United States. So you got to be in. Okay, you have to be in. You can't be in unless you took the oath. You can't be in unless you're contracted in. Like,
oh my God. It's so fucking simple. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. This shit is funny to me, man. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Yeah, you can't be in. You gotta, and this is why, and that's funny, and they say for benefits and assistance, that shit don't say you gotta have one if the state needs you to have one for identification purposes, if the state needs you to have one to to work in the United States. It's all going back to in the jurisdiction, because we're not talking about the geographical area. The geographical area is what they are saying, like, yo, we looking at this land, we looking at this area, and we're not going to go beyond this area. But within that area, certain pieces of property, certain structures, right, that are necessary for the administration or for the to carry out the business of the national government, certain structures are purchased, certain lands are used to carry out the national government's business. Now, within that area, those structures and lands, which are ceded to or owned by the United States, which indicates that there's some type of process taking place, that they're obtaining these lands because they're being ceded to them. The federal government is being ceded land or property for the administration of the government, right, to carry out the business of the government by the state government for whatever reason. That does not include every single building and every single portion of the land. It's impossible, because they don't need every single building and every single portion of the land to carry out the business of the national government. They don't need it. So 9 times out of 10, you're not even in the state that they're claiming. You're not even in the United States. You're not even in the state government. You're not there. You're not in that jurisdiction. That jurisdiction has a boundary, has a limit. Do you know where the limit starts and ends? Because if you don't, you could be all the way outside of it. You know what I'm saying? That's like it's raining. It's raining down, right? And it's like everybody get in the house, but you stay outside. You got to stay outside, and you just getting poured on. And they're like, how come they're not letting me in? You're in the house. You're in the house because you're outside the front door, so you're in the house. But you're believing you're in the house, and you're not. Like, you're really not in the house. You're outside getting rained on, getting bird shitted on, and all type of junk.
In the house, like LL Cool J and Maia Campbell. You
think you in the house because they got you in the backyard like a dog.
Hey, yo, like, bro, like, it's like, time out. Oh, hold on, but I'm a part of this. I'm a part. It's like, that's why I said, man, most people's spirits are the fucking police, man. They are policy enforcing federal agents, or they're just hypno-bureaucratized slaves. Why? Because they are not genuinely at least going to the jurisprudence gym like we do. That's why we just shared that one clip pertaining to infliction of emotional distress pertaining to the jurisprudence gym. All righty. So guys, like, what is it? Like, we have a charge. In order to change the people, you must change their literature. So in good faith and really in, you know, what we do being upstanding Moorish American sons, we know that once our mothers get this for real, and you see we're not pimping you with Moorish science, we're not being slick, we're not sneak dissing your favorite personality on a social media application. No, what we're actually saying is, can you see that mountain? Like T.P. Hearns, when he did his comedy, can you see that mountain? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're sitting here talking about you're building this thing while you're flying it, because that's what we're doing. We're building it while we're flying it. However, we can see to not crash into a mountain. Mm-hmm. We know we're coming from the mountaintop, and we can see the promised land, and we're sharing it with you, and we're getting there with you. So we're not Martin Luther King in either. Martin Luther King in it. No, we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. We're not at all. This is not marching on Selma. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is saying, can you see that mountain? That's it. Can y'all see that you're not a federal agent? Because you don't have a contract or an oath of office. However, the minimum contract or minimum contact that can be utilized against you is the license, is the social security number, and you become you, which is a debtor.
You become super agent.
Super duper agent.
Yeah.
Federal, state, municipal, all FISA.
Are these the last two, or I think I just got B left, right?
You just got B left.
All right. B, annotation for a non-work purpose. If we assign a debtor the...
Yeah, I just wanted to see if it was still there. I'm going to click on your two once you get there, just to make sure. Go ahead.
If we assign someone who owes a debt to the United States a social security number as an alien for a non-work purpose, we will indicate in our records that someone who has a debt to the United States, or those who have debts to the United States, are not authorized to work. We will also mark your, or means you, Social Security card with a legend such as not valid for employment. If earnings are reported to us on your, which means you, which means that someone who owes a debt to the United States number, we will inform the Department of Homeland Security of the reported earnings.
Jesus Christ. Yo, which means, are you sure you want to be adjudicated upon as a federal agent working on federal land within a federal trade zone? Is that really you?
Status. That's status. That's like status. That has status written all over. Like, your status has to be federal agent. Your status has to be employee. Your status has to be, trustee or something. Like I don't see how people can allow themselves to be fed upon like vampires, just feeding off you, because you are going to go get these Federal Reserve notes, which are unconstitutional, so that you can survive, right? In your mind, that's necessary for your survival, because everything that you need for your survival, it's this lie, this illusion in your brain is that you cannot obtain these things unless you trade private commercial paper, which is a promise to pay. You can only get your essential things if you trade this paper that is not even government issued, that you have no interest in, that you do not qualify to even use. You don't qualify to use Federal Reserve notes.
You
not
don't
a Federal Reserve
qualify. Goodness gracious, because you must be a what again?
A Federal Reserve agent.
Goodness gracious. Oh, like
making like Indians. Yes, like Indians.
Are Federal Reserve agents according to 25 United States Code 5304.
Indeed. You have to be some type of agent that has the permission to make advancements to the Federal Reserve banks. And people are going to do this and don't even realize that they're being treated as federal agents, and that's why they have to pay rent. Don't even realize that they're being presumed to be federal agents doing commercial activity, that they're using their quote unquote dwelling unit, right? The unit that they obtained in through deceit, not because they deceived the alleged leaser or the alleged landlord of the unit, but because they were deceived. They were deceived into believing that they're only using it privately, which they actually are. But what they don't realize is that when they gave that social, when they said, yeah, we need to do a background check on you to see if you can even live here because we don't want criminals staying with us. Meanwhile, they're the criminals acting as Federal Reserve agents by collecting Federal Reserve notes from you in whatever form they accept it in order to carry out their agent duties. And then they're taking your application, stacking them, and then sending them off to the Federal Reserve Bank also to obtain Federal Reserve notes from them. So they're taking your applications and getting paid for those applications that bear your signatures upon them, your autographs upon them. They're using because when you make that agreement, that's a promise to pay.
You're getting discharges. They're getting discharges. Maybe not paid, but maybe they are getting money.
Right, of course.
No. However, yes, they are receiving some type of ad valorem taxation from.
Indeed. And they're only and that's the thing. They're only obtaining that in the background, in the shadows. The pretense for that in the shadows is that the dwelling unit that you have a contract with the landlord for, that contract is for a dwelling unit that is in the state, which means that unit is owned by or ceded to the United States, because it can't be.
Hold on, you said dwell, so most people don't want it to be a dwelling unit. However,
right,
is to be led into deception.
Right. Which is that's exactly what it is. You were deceived. You're using it privately, but on paper, and the legal ramifications behind all of this is that you're actually using the quote unquote dwelling unit in a commercial capacity, and that you're a federal agent. That's the only reason that people are exchanging Federal Reserve notes to stay in these quote unquote dwelling units. Other than that, you should not be exchanging anything to anyone. It's a basic human right to have a place to shield yourself from the savagery of nature. That nature, the animalistic side, the carnal nature that's out there is vicious. If you were a man walking to the 7-Eleven and a tiger came out the fucking bush, you're fucking dead. You're not going to get a Slurpee. You're not going to make it to get your Slurpee or your 7-Eleven hot dog or whatever you eat meat. You're not going to make it because the elements and these animals out here, they're wild. vicious. And so you need a place to shield yourself from these things, and they're charging you for it.
Yeah, because actually, because what it is even in real estate, whether it's a lease or a mortgage, right? Real estate agents are only selling business opportunities. They're not selling the structure that you're going to rest your head in and be around your loved ones with and enjoy whatever festivities with your loved ones you intend to enjoy. But a lot of people think, no, I'm getting this house and I got to know you're getting an Airbnb opportunity. That's what it is. Like that's what it is. So, however, look, again, believe nothing we say. However, let me see. Just because, let's see, going back to the Instagrammies, right? What was next, right? We looked at, we went into that. I kind of wanted to see some things about the Postal Service and stuff, because we already know when these people run you off the road, and they're a party to the suit because they're complaining about what you did behind the wheel in the land conveyance under their presumption at law, right? Because they're presuming and assuming, right? They're also committing mail fraud, which is 18 USC 1341, right? I just wanted to see some things. I just wanted to look up certain things. And I was like, look at that. Look at subsection 12, right? What Postal Service is defined as. And what's interesting is when you actually look at what Postal Service is defined as, they even say that somebody has to take an oath here, right? I ain't making it up. Look, 18 United States Code, subsection 12, United States Postal Service defined. As used in the title, the term quote unquote Postal Service means the United States Postal Service established under Title 39. So that means that you want to really know what it's about, go to Title 39. And every officer and employee, that means they got a contract pertaining to that service, whether or not such officer or employee has taken the, not an, not maybe another, no, the oath of office.
Yo, look at, hold on, go back. Look at old girl's face though.
Yeah, she almost got the I don't believe that shit kind of face. Like forget borrowing from the bank if you own a home. Borrow from yourself. It's simple. Snickety snap talking about that so-called family banking, as they call it, right? However, we know all banks are corporations, right? All corporations are banks. So if they're holding something, they're a holding company. They're actually fucking trustees. They're a fucking bank. All right, so here we go. So what else was we looking at? Okay, and lastly, right, because we brought up Title 13, right? Title 13, United States Code, right? History pertaining to the U.S. Census Bureau, right? Let me open this up, right? And guys, we're going to yield after this, right? I just thought this was really interesting, very interesting read. Title 13, U.S. Code, the Census Bureau is bound. Jesus Christ! Bound by Title 13 pertaining to the United States Code. These laws not only provide authority for the work that these Census Bureau people do, but also provide strong protection for the information that they collect from federal, state, and municipal agents, because individuals, persons, all that, same fucking thing. Don't believe it. I don't need you to believe me. Let's go to our notes from the jurisprudence gem, right? Let's see. Boom, ba doom, doom. Boom, ba doom, 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 doom. Right? I'm looking for 12, right? 42, USC. Where are we at? Is it right here? Where is it? 42 USC. I need to really see. Let's see. 42. Is it? Oh no. Here it goes. Look. Looky. Astro cookie. Look at that. The term person, quote unquote, means an individual, corporation, company, association, partnership, state, municipality, or federal agency, and includes officers, employees, and agents of any corporation, company, association, state, municipality, or federal agency. 42 USC, subsection 300 F12.
I would like to point out the succession of what you were just reading there, how it goes from officer to employee, because those two terms are distinguished from each other. People think, you know damn well that the cops are employees. They filled out an application and got hired. They're not officers.
They're sure not. They haven't been elected
to an office.
Indeed, and that's got to be done by federal agents. yo, I'm just saying, you know, and I'm not knocking the fact that, you know, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was at a governor's inauguration, at President Hoover's inauguration. However, what Prophet Noble Drew Ali was doing was enforcing the Constitution, like we're showing you guys how to do from the angle pertaining to seeing what you are not, so that you can keep these beings in line. You're not a part of the game, though. All righty.
Can we, before you close out, or you haven't finished this part, have you?
No, not yet. It's very short, too, as you can see.
Go for it, yeah.
The Census Bureau is bound by Title 13 pertaining to the United States Code. These laws not only provide authority for the work that they do, but also provide strong protection for the information that they collect from individuals and businesses volunteering the fucking information. Title 13 provides the following protections to individuals and businesses, which we just said what individuals are. You must have a contract and an oath of office to be considered as an individual. So it's not the people. Private information is never published. It is against the law to disclose or publish any private information that identifies an individual or business such, including names, addresses, including GPS coordinates, social security numbers, and telephone numbers. Looky, federal agent cookie. The Census Bureau collects information to produce statistics. Hold on, timeout. They're collecting the information that you volunteer so they can math. They mathing with your shit. The math ain't mathing, but whatever. Right. Personal information cannot be used against respondents. Hey, there goes another federal agent term, respondents, by any government agency or court. Census Bureau employees are sworn to protect confidentiality. Are sworn. That means there's an oath. Census Bureau employees took an oath. Yeah. They're sworn to protect confidentiality. People sworn to uphold Title 13 are legally required to maintain the confidentiality pertaining to the data that they're collecting from people volunteering the shit. Every person, right, that's probably thinking they're a federal agent unbeknownst to them. That's why I'm saying that people are volunteering because they don't know that they're not a person that has a contract and an oath of office. Every person with access to your data is sworn by their oath for life, Mac 10, like Mac 10 song, for life, right? Every person with access to your data is sworn for life to protect your information, and they uphold, they understands, right? And understands that the penalties of violating this law are applicable for a lifetime. No hard feelings.
Forever.
Violating the law is a serious federal crime. Anyone who violates the law will face severe penalties, including a federal prison sentence of up to 5 years, a fine of up to $250,000, or both. The Title 13 U.S.code is available to download from government printing office here. Hey y'all, look guys, look. Okay, look. Let me just come on back here, bro, and let's shorten this thing on up, right? Because I know we're going to close on out, right? But let's stop the screen share before I start it again, right? Hey, JL, peace and greetings to you, beloved, right? So, guys, again, what we're saying is, right, people that are school police are beings that will sit there to try to make sure you guys can't have what it is that you need, right? They'll try to sway you only with seeming like they have some history and knowledge of the past. However, That's great. We appreciate that. That's in Prophet Noble Drew Ali University. We have a lot of that in there. However, there are people out here suffering who are making life decisions because they think they have to transact for electricity utilities instead of getting food, when actually Title 7 United States Code 2201 is the establishment pertaining to the Department of Agriculture. You guys are not federal agents with a contract or an oath of office. So yes, the law-abiding thing to do is to go into these naval stores called grocery stores, right? Since they have things from your ancestral estate, and get what you need, put it in your bag, and walk out the door. No, I'm not encouraging theft or shoplifting. And then if you're worried about larceny, it's like you must be a contracted oath-taking federal agent to commit larceny. And if you know you're a contracted oath-taking federal agent, then you must go to the instrumentality pertaining to the United States Treasury called the cash register, so that you can make advances to the Federal Reserve Bank according to 12 USC 411. Other than that, you're not qualified to handle that shit. Oh, but man, somebody gonna call. And well, then you're not meant to stand on your square with that. Well, what have you done? Hey, there's been plenty of times I've walked in the stores. That's not my mission right now. My mission is to execute this thing remotely, actually. Yeah. Hey, Amazon, Whole Foods, according to this rule here. Now, if you're saying you're not going to uphold it, that's cool. We'll sue your ass. Respectfully. Why? Because you're inflicting emotional distress.
among other things.
Go ahead. I yield, bro.
They're inflicting emotional distress among other things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and among other things. Yes, indeed. Among. Before we close on out, let's do this for the people real quick, man, because they know that we are Seven Hill Star astrology firm, right? And even today, bro, we know that we're going to go in for short. I think I know what I want us to do. We're going to go over signs, and then I think next cycle we're going to go over houses, because I want to do the reading actually within the Encyclopedia of Astrology by Nicholas DeVore, and we go and have our exchange there about different signs. So I think today we could go over, let's see, the first 4 possibly, and just read through it. Just take notes. Just get it on the recording, right? Mm-hmm. Guys, if you want to come and test out. You guys want to come and test out the, I'm supposed to be screen sharing here. Come and test out the sevenhillstar.com astrology firm, Impromptu Improv presents AstroLiteracy Comprehension Conference. All righty. And guys, we know, yes, we got 36 classes total that will be from 12th August 2022 until the 30th October 2022. And we're going every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man, where are we at? This is class 13 now? This is class 13 now, bro. We've done 12 already, bro. We got 24 more. Today will be class 13. And then 14 Saturday. And then Sunday it will be class 15. Wow. Wow, bro. We are really knocking this down. So 36, so you guys never seen it. It's not, you're not transacting anything. All you got to do is just DM us and ask for the Zoom. We don't know what you're doing tonight, but we know that we're going to go in. We'll probably review. Just kind of review a little bit, Brother R, and maybe we can just do the first 6 tomorrow and then the last 6 on Sunday. We'll figure it out because it's impromptu improv. All right. However, you guys want to come on by and see what we're going to go over this evening, then you can just ask us for the Zoom. We're not expecting you to feel guilty for coming in because, however, we comprehend that most people that are, newly declared and proclaimed Moorish Americans, you're here to be yourself. However, you may not comprehend things like I and my brothers and our mothers that are supporting us lovingly, that we protect. That what it is that we're doing astrologically. So we already know, even though we are internationally certified professional astrologers, we're telling you guys to come and test it. And if you do like it and you want to start getting the videos, you can give the 1,296 units in lieu of lawful money via the Cash App all at once if you like. or over the next 3 years for, each moon cycle, term month, you can, okay, man, I want video number 1 because I missed it. Here's my 36. Cool. That's what you'll be doing over the next 36, moon cycles. So in 3 years, you'll eventually have all of them. That's not a problem for us. All right. Because what we're saying is, and what I'm saying is, first and foremost, and if I'm out of order, Brother R, you can correct me. What we are making sure you guys have what you need. That's why even at 7healstar.com, we are the only Moorish American astrological website, first and foremost, right? According to our zodiac constitution, that's what we're always standing on, all right? So we're not working on, dogma belief system here, all right? We're just not. We're dealing with the zodiac, numbers 0 through 9, and geometry, period, all righty? We comprehend honoring our beloved Prophet Noble Drew Ali. However, we did not stay in the dogma from which people are being cleansed from, so they can be able to stand firmly, being their own zodiac constitution, right? Being your own withstanding state, all righty? Because that's what you're doing within your own mind. You're regaining your lost state in a conflict that can't be told in words. All right, as you guys are seeing this very interestingly, man, this is beautiful how Saturn is in its joy in the 12th, ruling over the 12th, even though the Leo and Aquarius axis are intercepted. However, Saturn here in its joy, because Saturn enjoys shelling out wisdom, right? People are like, oh, that's malefic. Man, Saturn has its joy in the 12th because it loves to pour out the wisdom, especially pertaining to infrastructure. And Pisces is newly on the rise, almost 1 degree into Pisces. Boom, there we go, right? With Jupiter and Neptune in the first, along with Luna and Chiron. We're here at Luna rise, right? It's about to be sunset and Luna rise, guys. And so you can enjoy, as we close on out here, for our presentation, for our impromptu improv presentation. And you guys, like I said, within about an hour or so, I'm going to go and see what I can do here, because my beloved Mother Mistress Consort, in whom I'm well pleased, wants me to try my hand at making the vegan spare ribs. Yeah, I'm going to try it. I really am. I'm going to really try my hand at it and see how it goes. All right. So we'll see what that is about. Got to go and look at that video again. And then we're going to get back on the Zoom, guys, and do our Friday portion, even if it's maybe a half an hour to an hour. That's fine. I know the flyer says 12 to 3 every day. However, guys, we've been impromptu improving it, doing it and sharing as we go along, because we're seeing that the people, you guys need the civics too. So we're going to be, basically, we've been busy like all 7 days since the 12th. Alrighty, August 2022, and we will continue to do this work, and we'll be complete by the 30th October 2022. You guys will not be disappointed. Alrighty, so you want the tester, you want to come in and check it out, see what it's like to test it. Cool. You guys can do so by just asking us for the Zoom link in our DMs at Instagram at 7healstar, or our Astrology Street, or you can even ask Brother Ara, because I and Brother Ara have been there every single presentation, right? Other brothers are there when they can, because all our brothers are doing an excellent work, all righty? It's just those of us that are making sure you guys are having what you always need. So we're spread out in our activities and how we do and remaining active. I guarantee, though, you all will not be disappointed. And this whole presentation was today to really pour out the wisdom, to make sure you guys know you need to be very strong in suing people, especially those that have contracts and oaths of office. Be very great at suing them, period. As they say in the jurisprudence gym, sue along, like sing along. Let's all sue along. I'm just serious. All righty. Pisces is on the rise, guys. And again, what's ruling over Pisces is Jupiter and Neptune. There, Jupiter's in Aries and really expanding the ideals pertaining to yourself and instituting the wisdom there also is Neptune, so that your subconscious mind will ascend as it's doing there, as you guys are isolating your thoughts and incarcerating that good. All righty, and getting out the bad. How did I say incarcerating the good? Because like monks and or nuns, you're able to go within your cell and be able to ascend to your higher self while putting your lower self under subjugation pertaining to your higher self. So
may I have an OJ moment?
Yeah, go right ahead, man. Take a stab at it.
Yeah, I also see here with the moon and Pisces in the first
you
house.
There, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Did you say like an OJ moment? Is that what you said?
Oh yeah,
can I have an
OJ moment real quick? Islam,
right,
yeah.
You there, bro?
Yo, can you hear me?
I see you. You don't look like you're mute. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I see what happened here. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Go ahead, bro. I unplugged the speaker. The speaker I got to charge. I see what happened there. Go ahead. What you say, bro?
Islam, I said, I was saying, can I have an OJ moment? And then,
yes, take a stab at it.
I was just looking at the moon and Pisces in the first house. I interpret that as one being able to have the standing, right? One for oneself pertaining to their spirituality and their knowledge, right? So I just wanted to mention that real quick. One being able to have the standing pertaining to this knowledge, because it's important that you yourself have it, not that you just know people that are fluent in the comprehension of this information. You yourself have to have that standing. That's just my interpretation with the moon being in Pisces in the first house right now.
Excellent. With Jupiter actually ruling over the standing house, which is 10th house. So you see Sagittarius there on the 10th. Saturn and its joy ruling the 11th and the 12th. That's actually very excellent, bro. You gave an excellent, insightful, intuitive testimony there. And people can subconsciously isolate these things and really learn from the wounded healing, which is Chiron, pertaining to the ideals that they thought they've known, right? And now they can fully expand and institute those qualities so that they can ascend their subconscious mind, ascend in a nurturing fashion for themselves while the wisdom has been poured out, especially from the astrology firm, right? Because we're AstroCivicians, so we're doing AstroCivics. And yes, you see Jupiter is ruling over the 10th, as well as ruling over the 1st with Neptune in assistance. Excellent, insightful, intuitive testimony, my beloved brother. And I'm going to yield there as we begin to close on out to do our invocation out. Let me stop the screen share there.
I would, however,
go ahead, I'm listening.
Before you close out with the invocation, I would like to just make the reference, because I know we're not going to pull it up right now, but just a quick reference to Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution for the so you can begin to comprehend who and for whom and what they're able to make rules and laws for. And you'll go there and you'll realize that it's only for federal agents, again, which will go hand in hand with everything that we went over today. And that will give you a constitutional basis or foundation for why they must be dealing with federal agents. So Article 1, Section 8, I'm not going to give you a particular article, just study a particular section or clause, just go over the entire section, and we'll probably go over AstroCivics. Again, I think we're going to be going over Article 1, Section 8 a lot until the people get it.
Islam, and that ties in again with AstroCivics Sunday, where Brother Ara is going to show us how to navigate the statutes so that you're clear on what you are not. Absolutely. And like I said, today when we go into the AstroLiteracy Comprehension Conference, we'll probably be short today, bro. Probably like another 45-minute session. However, you know how we got to Saturday and Sunday, we went past the 3 hours so that, people can have the fullness of the time. And like I said, it's all impromptu improv, but we're giving that window from 12 to 3 or a 3-hour window whenever we're actually doing it so that the people can have it. Because I just think that people need to even, like, do they even care? Are they interested in their ancient foremothers and forefathers' knowledge so that their days may be long upon the earthland? All right, you get a farmer's almanac and you'll see that in order to eat those vegetables that you love, that these people are planting by the moon.
Yeah, I was going to say at this point, it's not even so much if they care for this information. It's essential now for their survival, whether they know it or not. The people are perishing for lack of knowledge, and that's an ancient text. So it's like, yo, they knew that back then, and we see it today. That, oh, he don't know that if he don't build the scaffold a certain way when he's up there working on that building, he's about to have a nice trip. You know what I mean? So the lack of knowledge is the reason why, like, you can't even see why. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting your ass whooped and you can't even see why. You know you're getting your ass whooped, but you can't see why. You know what I mean? And it's like, once you can see, it's like, oh, that's why. And now you can be what you know. Islam.
And thank you, Mother Sahar, for being here with us, and everyone else that's here too. I see there are 4 here that are with us still viewing. We thank you all so much for your patience with our maturation, and we also appreciate you for your sincerity. And thank you oh so much. And now let me go and share the screen here, right? As I bring up our invocation, now we're going to do the Moorish American prayer also. One more again, right? And as you can see again, Prophet Noble Drew Ali handsomely standing there for the divine constitution and bylaws for the Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America, right? And that's where I'm at for this one. I'm not sanctioning whoever made this particular one. I'm not sanctioning it as much as I'm going for the substance pertaining to Prophet Noble Drew Ali there in his Sharif Fez, standing due God in his Abba, all righty? And we have the invocation out here termed the Moorish American prayer, where again, for those people out there like, Prophet Noble Drew Ali ain't bringing them sun, moon, and stars, Mo. He says in the Moorish American prayer, it says, by night and by day. You can only know that by knowing where the sun is and recognizing where the moon is. Can you see the moon and the stars when the sun's there? No. However, you'll recognize what it is. And that's in harmony with time never was when man was not to a certain extent. However, you guys, I'm going to stand now. I'm going to face east, which is what my back is towards now. So I'm going to turn around and face east. And I'm going to let you know, guys, as you can see, I have 5 on the left hand, 2 on the right hand. All righty. And as I'm going to stand like Prophet Noble Drew Ali's feet there on the 45. All righty. And we're going to do our invocation out. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Allah the Father, you can repeat after me aloud or in your heart. Allah the Father of the universe.
Allah the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen. You know, you guys, I love to do the Amen like that. That's just myself. That ain't how you got to do it. That's just the way that I enjoy it. All righty. So, with that being said, fix my character. Right? With that being said, let me come on back here, and we are going to be on out. Thank you all again that joined us, where we had both simulcasted, alrighty, as far as streaming, both here on YouTube and Instagram, alrighty, and those that came along here onto YouTube from the Instagram, thank you so much for you and your sincerity, alrighty, and your patience, of course. All righty, Brother R, any last comments, questions, and or suggestions before we take our little break to, feed and love on our loved ones, like feed our loved ones and then love on our loved ones? That's what I mean. I don't mean feed on them because we're not vampires, right?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to reiterate again, Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. And
go right ahead. Go right ahead. Do your thing. I mean, right back, bro. Do your thing. I'm within earshot. Let it do your thing.
Indeed. And then, you know, for those who think that Noble Drew Ali didn't bring the sun, moon, and stars or whatever, for anyone who might make some comment, you know, to that extent, I would also say that Noble Drew Ali did mention that day and night thing, and he's not the type to forget Venus. So, Islam, that's all I wanted to add.
All right, bro. Did you read it that quick? Did you read it that quick?
No, I didn't read it. I just wanted to reiterate the reference point, and I mentioned the fact that, you know, while Noble Drew Ali not bringing the sun, moon, and stars or whatever, I don't think Noble Drew Ali would be the type to forget Venus.
Yo, oh my God. Bro, maybe we can bring that up Sunday because that was some bogus stuff, right? People out there talking about you can't have a constitution without a preamble. Where's the preamble on a divine constitution and bylaws?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you. That's how debtors talk. Debtors to the United States. That's like, look, I'm with the police in my background picture. Stop being a policy enforcing federal agent. However, with that being said, hey, Mother Delilah's calling. Hold on. Let's see.
Beloved Mother Delilah Pastel, all rights reserved.
Okay, I'm gonna have to answer the phone. Call it back though. I guess I took too long because I didn't even recognize it. So I'm gonna call it back. So with that being said, hey, I'll use that as a key to yield the floor then. Brother R, I love you, beloved brother. You're my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased. And shout out to all our brothers, brother Corey Bey, brother Terrell Tamari Bey, brother Sean Alim L, brother Arrow Jamil Bey. Let's see, man. Is that everyone, right? I think that's all of us for right now. Oh, and Senior Jackson Bey. Can't forget about Senior Jackson Bey, man, right? So, man, we appreciate you guys for joining us. I'm going to say now to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.